killer Motor City, you know, Motor City horsepower guitar on this tribute to Charlie Daniels. I said, who's going to stop me? So, Ira, number one, thank you for inviting me. What a riot we had making that video, and what a great musical force tribute to a great man, Charlie Daniels. I mean, what a great guy, huh?
Oh God, yeah, he was. Charlie was not just a musician; he was an American poet, and just wrote for the Southern man and the hardworking class, and loved God, family, country, backed his troops and the boys in blue, and loved the Constitution. And so this is his fifth year. He's passed, and somebody has to sing a song for him.
Yeah, no, look, he is sorely missed.
What Ira nailed was that in these contentious times where it really isn't good versus evil, Charlie Daniels was already on the front lines of conservatism, constitutionality, work ethic, God, family, country. And so we thought that we would reference a guy that inspired us in this wonderful piece of music. And boy, what an honor it is to play some guitar on this. Thank you, Ira.
Oh, thank you, Ira. When I think back to all that Charlie represented to the public out there, I want to get a little bit more intimate in that sense, because you have a lifetime together, longtime friends, I would say family, and I just want to hear you share with the audience what it was like to be there with Charlie.
Charlie was number one. We're from the same home state, North Carolina, so we talked a lot of North Carolina stuff. But Charlie, man, I'll tell you a true story. My band Trick Pony way back in the day was opening for Charlie, and I'm sober and clean, but back in the day, I was
Big day.
off great. And after our show, the road manager came up.
They drop
said,
off on this little spot until I get to the freeway here.
My band members goes, no, he just wants to talk to you. So I went back there. Charlie sat me down, and he was the first one to have an intervention on me. He said, man, I know what you're going through. And I was like, what are you talking about? I see that look in your eyes. See your hands are shaking, and you're thinking about the next drink instead of playing music. And I've been there. I hung out with Skinner. You ain't drank nothing I ain't drank. You ain't taken nothing I ain't taken, and there's a better way, son. And he said, do you mind if I prayed for you? And I thought, sure. I thought later. And he put his hands on me, took his hat off, and we prayed right then and there, man. That's the kind of guy he was. He wasn't going to say he's going to pray for you. He'd do it right then and there. And, I love him for that. I'll never forget that. But most of all, man, he was a man for the people. He was a man who loved his country, loved that flag, and it wasn't just a rag, he stood up for America, and I respect him. I love him.
Ted, that really says a lot right there. Thank you for sharing that, Ira. But Ted, I mean, over the decades, we saw so many people who didn't make it, didn't have that moment that Ira's talking about. And so many who did, because in some way they got it back together. And like you, are still going strong.
I was strong enough to make very lucky decisions in my life, and I consider that a strength. Who's stronger than me? Decided to never indulge. People who did indulge, that was a weak moment, but the strength that Ira and people like that have to summon to get past the demons of addiction. I was the first guy he called because I wasn't quite the a better man, but I incredible work to bring us the soundtrack of our life. But Eddie Van Halen called me because he said, I had enough of your harassment, Ted, and I arms literally
not just down at home, not he just did it like you said.
Man, he walked. He talked the talk, and he walked. And among
Camera won't turn around.
And when writing this song, what inspired it was a little white soccer mom vehicle.
There we go.
Cut me off and flipped me off. I guess they didn't like my Hank Jr. cranked up in my jacked up truck. But I was like, I wonder what Charlie Daniels would do. And this is what started the whole thing. And when I wrote this thing, I immediately, when I came to that second verse, I was thinking about the patriotic of
We're back.
Charlie and the rebellious spirit and his, like I said, he would plant his feet. If you saw right and wrong, he would plant his feet and correct the wrong. He brought darkness into light. And when I came to that second verse, I thought, who has that spirit? And of course, I'm a huge Ted Nugent fan. And I knew I had to put Ted in that second verse. And when I finished the song, I called Ted, and I was hoping he would say he would play on it, because he's cut from that same cloth. And so I played for Ted, and of course Ted loved it and jumped on board. And I can't thank Ted.
That early corn is really tall.
Ever loved the tail off on it. And thanks for having me out there at the house and shooting that video and giving me the best ride of my life.
You survived that, huh? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I saw the creek coming up, and Ted didn't hit the brake at all. I said, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those." So we got a good time. David, have you seen the video with this big fire-breathing horsepower Ford Bronco of mine? I got to tell you, I didn't know that my Zebra Strike, Detroit horsepower fire-breathing Bronco would be the star of the video, but I think it is. Oh, definitely, we're extras. The Broncos, maybe me and you were just like Bronco on the side.
Yeah, Ted, I caught something there. We ought to dig a little deeper because you got it, right? Listening to Hank Jr. driving along, getting flipped off. Talk about a guy who, come on, we know this, over the years, definitely didn't pull back, didn't hit the brakes, didn't hit anything in life, but he sure as hell delivered on stage. And I'm just thinking about that, and you coming out there. I know how you start the shows and you go full tilt till the end. Which of the guitars did you start with? What'd you bring?
Well, I play a mighty Gibson Birdman made by the master luthiers in Kalamazoo, Michigan. But now they're in Nashville. They still have incredible guitar maniacs. They're like mad scientists of guitar neck adventure. They really create special instruments. But there's nothing like a Gibson Birdman. It's a hand-carved archtop, North American spruce, breathable. The feedback, if you just wink at it, if you play it my volume, it'll rip your head clean off. When people ask me how I control the feedback, and I say, who would want to control that? We just manage it and let it take us over. So that it has a certain percussive depth in voicings, and I love the Les Pauls, I love the Strats and the PRSs, but there's nothing like a Gibson Birdman. And Ira knows that because it's a unique instrument, never before used in rock and roll. It was actually David created as a jazz guitar, but I fixed it. I unleashed the beast through my wall of amplifiers. But again, this song, a person actually on social media said, I can't believe you played a country song. And I said, when I play guitar in a song, it's not country anymore. It's rhythm and blues, rock and roll with a spirit. And ultimately, David, how could I turn down an invitation to play on a song celebrating what would Charlie Daniels do? So I will tell you, I didn't hesitate. I said, who's going to stop me? Bring the tape, let's go nuts. So we literally did it at my Texas Ranch Man Cave Cuckoo's Nest Arsenal of Democracy. And that surrounding environment is awfully inspiring, is it not, Ira?
Well, yeah, I got to tell you this. This is a true story. So I called Ted, and Ted's like, yeah, I'll play on it, but right now it's not.
I can now.
And I said, yeah, I know. I said, so the thing I go in the morning sit, and I used to take a break.
It disconnected right where it always does. But it shouldn't on the freeway this time. I got to decide whether I want it to disconnect once between my house and the freeway or twice on the freeway. So I'm going with the data instead.
We drove 13 hours down, got there at 5 a.m.
I haven't even been able to bring up my other phone yet.
Got ready, went over to Ted, he came in and came over front, sat down with his Birdland and played that solo first take and just killed it. Then we got done, we had back there, we wrapped the bacon, we went back to the deer stand. He, my producer, drove back to Nashville for 18 hours. It was organic, is that it? Anything more organic than that? Tribal scream?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Good living, clean living, and great music. Guys, I gotta tell you, this is amazing. The song's great. We're gonna play it for everybody here at the end of this segment, so they get to hear it full on. Let's do a little plug-in though, because you got Charlie's Foundation is still going. Ira, Ted, you've got your work out there. Ira, take it away. Charlie Daniels and the work that still goes on.
Oh, yeah, it was a good. Yeah, we relaxed mostly. It was good. I don't know. It could be on both. It's not you or it's not Rumble. It's just the fact that. Oh, I didn't see anything on YouTube. I'm not getting any YouTube messages. I don't know if that's not come back yet or not. Yeah, let me look.
The American Battle Cry to Freedom increase. So I would recommend that everybody listening to David Glenn and Ira Dean that you download the song What Would Charlie Daniels Do, because it will generate revenues for the most important responsibility in America, and that is giving back to heroes of the military.
Well, I hope you feel better, bud.
To get back into the American dream that they fought and led to freedom. I can't think that would be more important. So everybody download What Would Charlie Daniels Do. Plus, watch the video. It's so much fun. If you don't have fun with this video, you're weird. We had a riot created it, and it really will go to the ultimate cause. So everybody get out there and make this song #1 on iTunes or whatever that new streaming thing is. But let's all work together for Charlie Daniels and the great charity that he represents.
And keep working forward, man, because what he launched with that project, what you both do, we all love this country. Why? The reasons are right here in front of us. We just came out of our birthday. We've got a year-long run-up to that mega birthday, a quarter millennium, longest running Constitution, but a culture that's letting the three of us have this conversation and letting you guys create great music.
Amen to that. You know, the icing on the cake here, but hey, special. Charlie Daniels was the precursor to Donald Trump. How's that, David? What he represented, God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, rule, law and order, work ethic, giving your heart and soul to being in the asset column, taking risks, making sacrifices for your family, your neighborhood, your country, the hunting, the conservation, ranching, farming lifestyle. Literally, you know, he never mentioned this before, but I'm inspired when I'm on with David and you, Ira. I believe that the same leadership, prioritization, perfection of Donald Trump was apparent in Charlie Daniels way back then. When he did the volunteer gas racing money for those charities, you could just see the man had a great fanatical spirit and a courage to stand up to the
Yeah, it's supposed to cool off at least at night around here, down to the 60s.
So yeah, how's that, guys? I think what I just said, that Charlie Daniels was the Donald Trump before the escalator. What do you think? He was Donald Trump still. Thank you.
Here you go. Oh man, that is good.
I love doing interviews with Ted because I can develop Ted, and I do it 100%. I love Ted as a mouthpiece.
Hey, Ted's got the secret to living a long life. Remember that one, Ted? All right, I tell you what, I'm going to hand it off to you to do the introduction, Ira. By the way, for everyone, that's Ira Dean Music, and I don't think I have to tell you where you need to go to find Ted Nugent. That's tednugent.com. Podcast, Spirit of the Wild. There's so much more there. And of course, Ted, if I don't, my wife will give me a hard time. That's it to Shemaine. Give her my best, give her my love. Ira, introduce the song.
Hey, y'all, this is Ira Dean, and if you love God, family, country, then download or listen to What Would Charlie Daniels Do with me and Ted Nugent right now, right here. Here it goes. I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius wouldn't flip me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate. Folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, please, long hair country boy. And I start singing along to that line is the song, Sweet Home Alabama. I hope you young will remember.
Yeah, that's not going to play well. It's not going to play well. I want to see how Trump answers that whenever he hears about it. It's not going to play well. I don't trust him. How do you tell everybody you have the list on your desk and then suddenly, oh, it doesn't exist? Well, where did it go? Not that I think Trump's on there or anything. I just think there's enough big names on there that they're afraid to. On either side. Believe me, if Trump was on there, that shit would have been released a long time ago. At least the parts with him on it. It's just my bot. That was my other phone. Just doing a little bit of chat in there. I'm going to use that as get over here. No, I don't have that modded. That name that bot modded. I'm gonna have to mod that bot.
Hey guys, we're gonna need a new genre of music called the douche. That's it.
man, I tell you what, that guitar solo that Nugent played screams freedom louder than William Wallace. That thing, I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My guitar voices don't reference any traditional scales. In fact, the only scales I'm aware of are the ones I hang my gear from. I just have these like John Coltrane, Chuck Berry meets Little Richard, the horn section for James Brown, and that's where these voices come from. So what a riot! I played my Birdland this morning, getting ready to do the Wisconsin State Fair in Waukesha, Wisconsin on July 18th with my incredible band. We're doing the last week of August here in Michigan because I get to come home every night with my Jermaine and my dogs. So number one, David, thank you for celebrating what we Charlie Daniels do. Not just the song, but the man. We love you for doing that because I know it represents everything the Webb family believes in. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you both for putting us out there. We'll do this again. Ira, stay strong, brother. I mean, this is amazing. And Ted, good to talk to you as always. But thank you for this music, and thank you for letting me share it with the Patriot audience. Everybody, you know where to go, tednugent.com, and of course, iradeanmusic.com. And the proceeds go to a great effort, the Journey Home Project that Charlie
Oh, no worries.
and still continues to help our veterans.
That's a priority, bud.
Today. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you. I love you.
Business Patriot.
I'm probably gonna when I leave here, I'm probably gonna have to drive all the way out to Green Springs. So we'll see how long it takes out here, though. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that anymore. I could say I am disappointed. Not just Bondi, but Patel and Bongino. I like a lot of the other things they're doing, but come on, don't promise you're going to do that and then don't do it. Don't say that it's on your desk and then say it doesn't exist. Something's just not right about that. All right, that's cool. That's 2:00 here, so this goes quick. I may be firing it right back up, but we'll see. Piggy, carrier piggy. Yeah, it just don't look good. Bad optics, I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Running a business takes heart, and it takes hustle, and sometimes a little help. So whether you're looking to grow, rebuild, or just keep pace, Landseek is here with the working capital that you need to keep your business thriving. Imagine accessing up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. You heard me right. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with an annual revenue of at least $500,000, qualifying is easy. No collateral, no prepayment fee, and no hassle.
Come on, dude. Why you got to fucking slow down to nothing on the freeway?
100 funders find the perfect fit for your business and its funding needs without the red tape. From contractors and restaurants to healthcare providers, and Landseek proudly supports businesses all across America, and they're ready to help you. The bottom line, business doesn't wait, neither should your funding. Apply today with no cost or obligation at Landseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com. And Landseek, you see, they land.
Well, I knew he was going to be out of the way, but I fucking stupid. Big ass shoulder there. You make other people have to hit their brakes on a freeway. I refuse to do it.
I know you know who Ted Nugent is. I'm going to not be surprised if a lot of you know who Ira Dean is, but IraDeanMusic.com and Ted, of course, at TedNugent.com for all things in the spirit of the wild. What a great deal. I'm to be like a new genre of music. The news. It was called Nugent. Like the one where now. Anyway, you get the idea. Ted Nugent. Yeah, he does make it his own in the riffs. If you've ever seen Ted live, I know a lot of you have, you know what I'm talking about when I say his secret to clean living. And I'll leave it at that. Paul in Georgia, 86695 Patriot. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Dave. Huge fan. Huge bourbon fan as well. But I got a question. I kind of, I don't know, feel kind of let down about the Epstein list. Like there's nothing there now, and the PJ trial, nothing about that. I just want to see what your thoughts on that are.
I'm not sure about what's going on with the Epstein list. I wish I could have at least some direction, some thought on it. I remember a while back, and I agree that you protect the minors, the certain things you had to do to get it out, but I don't know. I don't know on that one. My thought after the years of watching this all play out is that this was a case of an asset compromising a lot of powerful people, a lot of world leaders, and there's a lot more there. Not the conspiracy. The reality is this guy had so much access. Right? Go back to the case in Florida. Go back to deals that were made. Go back to the people that were there. Something. There's more there, but I don't know. So, but as far as Diddy, looking at it, and I paid attention, but I didn't live in it as much as a lot of people did. This guy is scum. That's not up for debate. Morally, not even bankrupt, just morally never there. And in part, I think they overcharged it. And the other part of me, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I wonder how much was that all about creating an environment where it's kind of like the OJ effect. You didn't convict the black man. Now that's me thinking kind of off the cuff. That's kind of where I am.
I just, the Diddy thing, especially, not especially, but the Diddy thing, there's like more pictures. I'm seeing more and more pictures surfacing from the Epstein thing and the people they were with. I don't know if they're AI generated or not. But I don't know. I just think he was let down. I just think they got to the point where there were so many people involved in it that they have to.
Well, Toe's up in the Toledo area right now.
What was the UK?
And his Ajad is not in that area. So Toe's in the Toledo area.
I mean, okay, creepy is the Bill Clinton in a blue dress painting. That was right.
He's just been too busy to go out with me.
Imagery can kind of reflect perversion in real life, and I did say this from the beginning about Epstein and all of these people involved. As a matter of fact, I wrote a piece about it. Power and perversion, sadly, tragically, at the expense of others, go together, and I don't know. I just don't know.
It's just, it just feels like a big letdown. Sit there, pump it up. The Epstein files, like that's the Epstein files, ready, like a piece, and then now there's no Epstein. There's no list. So I just,
yeah, no, it is, and what Diddy did,
just a crappy situation. I just don't, regardless of who's in it, it needs to be out there. It needs to know about this. It's just another deep state sweep under the rug, and they can go away.
Whatever it is or isn't, let's get the full disclosure out. That's what it is. Whatever it is or isn't, I'm not going to make a determination. I don't have enough facts to do that.
We're careful. We do our best not to get arrested.
Whatever it is.
I mean,
look, if
he gets more bold than I do.
Then tell me and show me
I end up pulling up backup for him most of the time.
Some or all or whatever. Show me this.
Well, he like rips into the cops. Hey, John.
I think it's a big crack in the face.
Won't like it when we do, but
There's no way for the camera to go out specific guard is thing. I just think the big crap. So I feel bad about it. I'm like everything is going so far. Just to go away.
I hear you. I share that.
I'm still behind everybody. I'm still behind everybody. It's let me know. I just leave it. I appreciate it, man.
All right, well, appreciate the call. I'm with you. Brian, North Carolina, 86695 Patriot. Go ahead.
Hey, David, how are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. What's going on?
Well, look, there's a lot of things happening that can bring you down and kind of let you go. I also think we had a great moment in education.
hey, Jody, I don't know why YouTube's not showing up. The chat's not showing up. I just popped in to see.
It's coming, and I think that's what's coming.
No, it absolutely is. And Burgess.
Yeah, I just opened up YouTube on my phone.
Putting something together.
I don't know why. I'm not seeing the YouTube chat.
Linda and I will talk about it. There's still some steps, obviously, like anything
What
in legislation. The structure of this, has to be done right.
Jody.
The immense opportunity here.
Anybody heard from Unindoctrinated? Or she's still out camping and stuff?
But if we start seeing this investment in education, which is what it's designed to create foundations, individuals, and more. Look, maybe some do it out of getting a good tax.
Well, I don't typically ignore anybody, you know that.
The investment in children and the need for a workforce and the need for the communities to do better, no matter what it is, no matter what color of skin. There's only one race.
I don't know if you have yet, but if you could, just pop into the Rumble chat and say hi.
In a half a generation.
That's how they're doing the monetization now.
Into the tens of thousands.
I don't know if you've already done a unique chat this month or not.
Children will be saved and what that will be like.
I'm only going to be live for about another 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, glamping. Yeah. They got a nice motorhome or trailer or whatever. The fifth wheel, I think, is what they have. She loves her glamping. Usually, whenever she disappears for a while, that's what's going on, especially in the summertime. But usually, she tells us.
Champions like Burgess Owens, champions like Senator Ted Cruz. So at the last minute, ensure this thing survives. It's another school choice win, but it's another blow that this makes it and that's what they're going to continue to fight hard. So we've got to continue to rally folks across the country. Thank your legislators and congressmen and senators for getting this stuff.
I need to go take a look at this computer. The director of operations computer, she said she can't get it to turn on. I brought it back up just in case I need to set it up, but that will take a minute. So we'll see. We shall see.
Uniforms, technology, the support structure, computers, so many things that can happen here, and even more will come from this.
Kids across the board, right? All makes and models that can do this. That's the thing if you really look at what it can do and how it can help. And the goal is we want our students in our state across our country as best they can. And promoting things like this are good for everyone. We get it. That's what we got to do.
Well, as Burgess, I think, has said, it's been a long road, but we're just getting started with a major leap. And when you think about investors in education, David Robinson, after he retired from basketball, was one of those people who raised a ton of foundation money to fund charter schools, primarily in Texas, but in other areas. I think I remember David's first big raise leading that group was around 165 million. You have other people out there who can use both their capital, their position, their ability, and do more and do good. And when they get that credit, they turn around and they put more in. The return on that investment in a properly educated population, is a properly educated workforce. There's so much more to it, and it brings down so many negatives. Things that we have that are real epidemics in this country. We have single parent birth rate is an absolute tragedy, but if you stay on
All right, guys,
you make better choices. The statistics are there. So there's a lot more to come, and we got a lot of work to do.
all right, I'm gonna end this real quick. Let me turn this around.
The AFT and the rest of them, they're not done. And those blue states are going to fight. And one of the ways.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end this real quick. Hopefully this don't take long. Check for me to go live again. I got to go all the way out to Green Springs from here, so it's over an hour drive. Really gonna try and keep gathering as many people as I can over on Rumble. So peace.